he says he really wants to know about my body count. I said, baby, check my followers and work it out.
Whoa! Any festivals you'd want to perform at, or any like artists you'd love to work with?
Yeah, I mean, I've always said Burna Boy.
Woo!
Like, that would be sick. For example, one of my songs, I wrote it when I was nannying. Well, part of it. And then I took it to the studio and I had a really good team of people that helped me finish the record.
We are live. Yes people. Welcome to episode 1 of, we haven't got a name for it yet, but I'm your host, BTB Max. Alongside me, we got the wonderful Priscilla. How you doing, Priscilla? You alright?
I'm alive and well.
You're alive and well. And we got a very special guest today. We got Emma Robin in the studio. How are you?
Hello, I'm good.
You're good?
Yeah.
Alright, I want to hear everyone's highlight and low light of the week, just so I get an idea of how we've all been. Come on, Priscilla, start us off.
So I went back to the gym this week, which was an interesting decision.
Mm-hmm.
So my body is currently in a lot of pain, which is fun, but I don't regret going.
Yeah?
So that's my highlight and
Your
low
highlight.
light.
Oh, right. It's 2 for 1, yeah? Emma, tell us about your week. What's been the highlight and low light of your week?
I think finalizing my new single.
Ooh! That's a highlight, right?
Yeah, that's highlight. Low light. We don't call it low light. We call it lesson, no?
Lesson?
Yes,
Already.
I don't know. I don't think there was something that particularly like, oh yeah, I need to look for a new job, like side job.
Mm-hmm.
But again, like to me, it's like, okay, cool. I just need to figure it out. But
Yeah.
it's not, I try not to like. I feel like my mindset has shifted a bit. Like I don't try to worry about stuff too much, because before I was like constantly worrying about everything. So
Yeah, no, I hear it. You got to trust the process sometimes. My one, I can't lie. I've had a decent week. The highlight, arguably, is that donut I just ate though. That hit different. I can't lie. But I've been a little bit ill this week, so that's just been my low light. It's just been, every day's been a little battle, but it's all good. But you just struck an interesting point in that you got a side job, or like, you know, in this industry, it's a lot of glitz and glam online and stuff, but the reality is you gotta hustle in all aspects. So like, do you mind telling us first of all what you do as a singer? Like, tell us a little bit of an intro, but also like your life. Like, what do you do like week by week, day by day?
So obviously I'm Emma Robin.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
I'm 24, originally Dutch.
Mm-hmm.
I make pop soul music. So my week usually consists of like a content day where I do TikTok and just filming content, or if I need to do a music video or stuff like that. And performances, obviously, and sometimes it's a bit more busy and sometimes it's less busy. I do singing lessons.
As in you teach, or
no,
you attend?
I take them.
Do you still need them? You're a pretty good singer. I've heard her stuff. She's very good.
You know what it is? Because as a singer, if you don't get singing lessons, you're not, because your vocal cords are muscles, right?
Yeah.
So you've taught them a lot of things which are not necessarily the most
Healthy
way to sing.
Yeah.
And with a singing teacher, because when you do it yourself, because it's very quick for your muscles to go back into their old routine. And when you have a singing teacher, he can hear that, whereas I can't
just
hear.
tell you
I
how
can
to
physically hear that like all the time. So he helps me to like, you know, work on like certain ways to like improve my vocal and vocal health and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And actually this week I got my vocal cords checked out for the first time.
And we all good? All healthy?
Yeah, always good.
That's
But it was
good.
very strange to have that thing. They did put the camera down your nose.
Oh god.
Ooh.
And film your throat.
Ooh, I don't know if I could do that. That sounds a bit horrible.
They numb your nostrils,
So you
so
don't
it's
feel
fine.
it going down.
If one sneeze and it's over.
Oh my
Yeah.
Damn.
And then on the side, I'm a nanny.
You're a nanny.
I look after children.
What age
that's
range are
nice.
the kids? 'Cause
So I have 2 families. One family has 3 children, so they're 7, 5, and 2. And the other one is a little baba. She's 2.
Oh,
so
that's
you're still,
sweet.
Like, innocent-ish.
Do you sing to them?
Yeah, I actually do.
There's no days off.
They love my music. So.
Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, that's really nice. Well, I want to know, when did you know you could sing?
Quite early on, I used to have a swing in my backyard.
Yeah.
And my dad would put me in a swing and we would sing together.
Oh, sweet.
And my whole family are jazz musicians from my dad's side. So, he has 9 siblings.
Wow.
So, well, not anymore, but he used to have 9 siblings. And on every family reunion, because they all have children and stuff.
It's just a choir.
So it was just like a big music thing.
That is amazing.
Yeah, and then I remember when I used to go on holiday, we used to go to Italy and we went by the car. And then my dad would just play like India Arie, Johnny Guitar Watson, all these things. So I started loving like pop, more soul and jazz music. That's kind of how I got into it.
Definitely. Yeah. So like when it comes to your songwriting process, what take you to a place where like, okay, this is what I want to sing or write about? Like what gets you to that point?
Well, a lot of my songs are about my own experiences or stuff I see around me.
Yeah.
And sometimes, you know, something happens and I get inspired. For example, one of my songs, I wrote it when I was nannying. Well, part of it. And then I took it to the studio and I had a really good team of people that helped me finish the record. But yeah, mainly stuff that I've been through or I see around me. I'm like, I want to write something about this or
Nice.
Beautiful.
I like that. Is it hard to write songs? Like this, as someone that just listens to music, I have no idea. Like I imagine I've chatted to some artists and they've told me like some of the most emotional songs are the easiest to write because they are just expressing, and sometimes maybe the more pop or vibey songs you're not saying as much, so they're actually harder to write. Like what's it like from your experience?
I don't find writing songs hard. It's just I'm very critical of myself. So I want to write the best I can.
Yeah.
And I want to write songs that people, sometimes the lyrical content they don't really expect, but obviously because English is my second language, I naturally grab words that are like more easy, but then there's like 9 synonyms for the word.
Do you ever sing or write in Dutch?
Yeah, I do that, but I don't do it as often because it's not the market I want to get into as much.
Yeah.
I would love to write for other people, but for my own personal project, it's gonna be English.
Yeah.
So, but it is quite fun because actually in Holland the Dutch music industry used to be very much English orientated, and only for the past 5 years it's like a lot of Dutch Afrobeats and Dutch stuff. Before that wasn't really a thing. We were just listening to music from mainly from the States and from the UK. So it's quite fun to now see that our own language is like
getting a bit of that's nice.
That's beautiful. You mentioned being like critical of yourself when it comes to your songwriting. Do you feel like that comes from anything else? Like do you criticize yourself in how you sing or perform, or do you feel
I'm my own worst enemy.
Oh no.
You kind of have to be, but you've also got to be your biggest cheerleader as well at the same time.
Yeah, I think I'm very critical of myself, and I think only for the last half a year, I'm starting to like be more kind
and grateful.
And like you know, like I used to like put a lot of importance on things, like if something would go wrong. I remember last year actually I had a show, my first show for record labels, and I was singing a song about my dad and I messed up a note. My whole night was ruined.
No way.
Nothing could go right anymore in my head, and I had to check myself because it's not nice for people that have practiced, you know, a lot. They've spent a lot of time practicing your songs and stuff, and just because I sing one note off, my whole mood is off. Like, it's not fair.
Yeah, because you perform with a band, right?
Exactly, and also an audience and people that work with me and you know want the best for me. So I definitely had to do some work on myself. But it's good to have people around me that sometimes check up on me and are like, I didn't like that you did that. Because it helps me more than someone that's constantly saying, oh, you're the best, blah, 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 all that.
It's those genuine connections that really help elevate your career as well as theirs as well.
Exactly. And I just want, you know, I want people when they've worked with me or done stuff that they walk out of the room and they feel energized and like happy, and not that they think like, ooh,
that was tough.
Do you get what I mean? At the end of the day, we all like doing music. We do it for the love of music. So it needs to be a great experience and not something where you're like, ooh.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Amazing. And I've seen you like to sing in public, or you have sang in public, you know, as like almost busking. How is that as an experience? Because as a content creator, going in public is like some of the most rewarding content pieces, but it's not easy to do.
So I was gonna do it on a tube, but the tube can be so loud, the noise.
Very true.
So
very
I was
true.
like, we're gonna do overground, and I did it like 6-7 p.m. So I saw all the people on this train. They're all like just finished work, trying to get home, and I'm there, and I was like
trying to make their day.
Yeah, and then at one point I was like, just gonna do it.
You have to take that leap of faith.
Yeah, and then I did it, and afterwards you feel so energized because you're like, wow, I didn't expect that I would have the courage to do that.
Stepping out of your comfort zone. And was it that were people taking it well?
Yeah, I mean, you know what it is, like there's always gonna be someone that's gonna be like, it wasn't with me, but I see that a lot when people busk, and there's always gonna be someone like, oh, why is it so loud? Blah, blah, blah. But you know what? You're always gonna have that. Not everyone's gonna like you, so it's like whatever. You can't really like let that dictate.
Yeah, but what I like to see is that you're stepping into different environments, like whether it's like you sing with a band or you're featuring other people's songs or you're in public. Like it's nice to see you do it all, especially like quite early on in your career as well, because that's gonna like set you up nicely for anything that comes your way.
Yeah.
No, it's good.
What would you say has been like the highlight of your musical career so far?
But yeah, how long have you been going, first of all, so we get an idea of like...
So, I've been singing since I'm very young, like 4. I signed myself up actually when I was 9 for Pop Stars in Holland.
Did you go on it?
No, because my parents were getting divorced, and you have to do like, you know, with TV programs they want a story. So I told them, and I remember they kept calling me, and I was 9, and I was like, I'm too shy.
Yeah, you can't be doing that.
So I didn't do it. Then I did the Voice Kids when I was like 12.
No way.
Wow.
And then I did I became part of a gospel choir, and that was all really cool. But like like professionally, where I'm like, okay, I feel like I'm stepping into an artist. I was doing stuff before, but it's since I have my manager that I have now, Sydney. Shout out Sydney. Since I have her, it's like more growing into. But to be honest, for me, I've never looked at my career and think that was a highlight. I think for me the highlight is when I feel like the energy in the room is very good, and people get it. And I remember I was doing one show with So Far Sounds, my first one, and I did one song, and there were a lot of people crying, and that was for me.
That's nice.
Obviously, it's gonna be great singing on big stages, you know, and being on the charts and stuff, but it's not necessarily what I do it for. It's more, I just really like doing music. And I feel like my dad always says, when you do something you love, it's gonna come to you. So that's something I really believe. But for me, it's mainly just when I feel like someone connects and I don't know them. That's very special to me. Because it's like, oh wow. Like,
I guess what I want to ask next then is like, what is your goal with music? Because obviously, like you say, some people do it for awards or number ones or whatever. Like, what's your main goal in your music career? So,
obviously, I'm not gonna lie. That is something I aspire to become.
100%, yeah.
But I just, for me, it would just be so sick if I'm in a big arena and everyone can sing along.
That must be such a nice feeling.
That is so cool. Or when I'm walking in a shop.
And you hear your own playing.
I don't know. Imagine walking. I don't know what's.
Or you hear someone driving by.
Like in their car playing it. That's me, you know. So that's definitely something. What else would I love to do? I mean,
any festivals you'd want to perform at, or any like artists you'd love to work with?
Yeah, I mean, I've always said Burna Boy.
Ooh, that would be so interesting.
But there's so many people. I mean, there's so many people that are great and that you can collaborate with. And I would love to maybe have a Grammy one day. That would be really
that would look nice on the mantelpiece. That would be alright.
Yeah, and just travel to when you do music and you get to travel the world and see like loads of different cultures and stuff. That's also really
nice
like
and rewarding.
Something I would love to do.
So you grew up in Holland, and how long have you been in London?
I've been here now for 5 years.
5 years. Was it straight from Holland to London?
Yeah.
How have you found London? Like, I hear you saying sick, so you're already picking up on the slang and stuff. Like, how have you found it? Do you feel like a London girl?
I can't lie. When I first moved here, the first half year was very difficult.
I can imagine.
It was the first time moving out of my parents' home as well.
Oh, so it's like double. So
I wasn't only going to a new country, but I was also by myself. And where I come from in Holland is sort of quite a small village. It's very like
you've now come to some big
and,
city, yeah.
Yeah, and obviously I started university here. The first half year it was very hard for me. I was quite depressed, if I'm honest. So I didn't like it. And then I was working for a hospitality company, and my boss, he was Dutch as well, and he invited me on a empowerment trip for future leaders, and I went there, and then it kind of switched. My mindset switched, because my day was literally, I went to uni and then I went home and cried in my bed. That was my day, for the first half year. That's hard. So but I do like it now. I mean, my dad kept saying, "Oh, you're gonna love it," and like I'm always that stubborn kid. Like, no, I'm gonna hate it. But then deep down, I kind of know he's right. But obviously, my ego doesn't want to. So but I do really like it here. I mean, it's great being here from a different country because you see a lot more possibilities here.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people that are from London, they don't necessarily always see what's out
People
here.
always ask me for tips for London. I'm like, I don't really know, you know.
Because
Like
everyone like grows up in a certain area and they're like,
used to it, familiar.
yeah. But I think it's a great city. There's a lot of possibilities.
Yeah.
There's so many cool areas and things to explore and great people to meet. It's so international. For music, it's great. You know, there's so many cool platforms and stuff like that. So yeah, I do really like it here.
Wow. So where did you study and what did you study?
So I studied music, vocals.
Surprise.
Woo! In Fulham. And it's called BIM. British
I know it.
Music Institute,
Amazing. So how was your experience there? Like, as a musician now, do you feel like that's impacted you positively or?
It was more for me, BIM was, because the thing was, during my second year, COVID came.
Yeah.
So the whole degree changed. So live performances became turning your room into a stage and
literally
trying to be creative and, you know, hang up some weird curtain and be like, ooh, stage. So that was quite difficult. And I went home. I moved back home for half a year because I didn't want to stay in London during that time.
Yeah.
But it was more for the connections, I think. I did like the uni. I met some cool people there.
Hear it. I want to chat to you because what shocked me not shocked me, but like surprised me when you came and we said hello earlier was you whipped out a piece of string and some beads and you just sat and made a bracelet then and there that you wanted to wear. Like, talk to me about your fashion because you got some like I love the fashion. The bright colors, the jewelry, the tats. Chat to me. Where's this come from?
I've always just liked colors first of all. And I like making stuff myself because it's kind of like therapy, I guess. So I like to customize clothes and like wear colors and stuff. I don't know why. It's just...
No, I like it. It's like
a way of expressing
yourself. It's very bright and bold. Like, it's beautiful. I do like it.
Does it relate to your music at all? Like your personality through your clothes? Does it come through your music as well?
Oh, yeah. I do think my music is very much who I am. Yeah, I do hear that a lot as well when I finish singing. They're like, oh, when you're talking, I do understand why your music sounds like that. So
that just means it's authentic,
which
is the best music. It's authentic.
Yeah.
Nice one. And then kind of to round up, we were saying earlier, if you were to describe, I guess it's almost like your life as well. Then if you say your life and your music are like so aligned, if you could describe your music as a movie, what movie would you pick and why?
Oh wow!
This is based off like I'm seeing all this week all the Barbie and Oppenheimer like comparisons, like all the memes and stuff. So maybe it's one of them. What kind of genre at least?
Oh, this is a hard question. I almost want to say, but just because that movie is so random. What's that movie that they do? Project X.
Yeah.
I feel like because it's that movie is very much every scene you're like, wow, that's happening now, that's happening, that's happening. I feel like sometimes with my music people don't really expect the next song because I have songs that are very like sensitive and stuff, and then I have songs that are very like sassy, and they have like punchlines and stuff. So I think that's why I would not because it's like that movie is obviously quite extreme, but I think that movie it surprises you every single scene. So maybe something like that.
Nice.
Can you surprise us with one of your punchlines from a song? One that comes to mind.
Yeah.
Putting you on the spot.
What shall I say? I got two. No, actually, I got a lot of songs that have them. So let me do from one of the songs I'm gonna do today, maybe.
Okay.
So he says he really wants to know about my body count. I said, baby, check my followers and work it out.
Whoa!
And then the next line is like, just tell me how big is your bank account. Well, obviously, I'm referring to something else, something manly. And so that's
cool. You got good pen.
Okay, and speaking of good pens, we have a thank you card that we're going to give to one of your fans. So you can choose a card it's pens in here.
It's very much my colour scheme, isn't it?
It is your colour scheme. So pick a card and write a little message to one of your fans as a thank you for being a fan, really. Do you engage much with your fans? Like, do you DM them?
I do like speaking to people.
Do you reply to your comments and stuff?
Yeah, I do say to them, like, especially at gigs, but I'm not sure if that sometimes hits, but I'm like, just message me with your cool stories, and they're like, okay. But I do like, it's just fun when you meet people and you...
100%.
Because everyone has such a different experience.
And they know you for something else. And
you know Sonder, what that means? It's like everyone walks through life and we all experience in a completely different way. That it's like this concept, and I find that so strange, because when you walk around the street and you're thinking, someone else is walking around the street but they're completely in
their own problems, their own life, There's me thinking they're all just NPCs and just like, look at all these fake people. I know, it's crazy.
Yeah, so, I just like meeting people. That's why I like socializing as well. Just like hearing...
Getting out of your comfort zone and doing... It's fun. You writing a lovely message there, Before we go, plug your socials, tell everyone where they can find you, what's coming next for the world of Emma Robin.
So you can follow me on Instagram, basically on almost every social platform. Emma Robin Music, so it's with an I. Emma Robin with an I Music. There's a single coming in a month and a half.
Okay.
New single coming. I got a few live shows lined up that you can see on my Instagram as well. I'm gonna be traveling to film the music video for my new single as well.
Amazing, busy time, man. Trying to live that life. Amazing. Well, thank you so much for coming down.
No worries. And thank you, guys.
I can't wait to hear your live set as well. That's going to be good. And this has been episode 1.
Yes, sir.
It's been alright, Priscilla, hasn't it?
It's been alright.
It's been fun.
I think it's a good debut.
We're going to have a fun time in the studio for weeks to come. But yes, this is BTB Max Priscilla, Emma Robin episode, and we will see you lot next time.
Bye.